All things considered, this episode of Raw was pretty okay. Vince McMahon came in with that power card. I mean, you can probably tell this was a Triple H episode. We got story progression, most importantly, a lot of great wrestling. So I can't shit on this episode too much, but I'm gonna be honest, guys. After WrestleMania, you just kinda expect that reset button, and at this point, it's kinda getting boring. It just feels like I'm watching the same stuff over and over again. But finally, the women's storyline got a lot more interesting, and most importantly, we are getting Cody versus Brock Lesnar probably at WrestleMania Backlash, which honestly is a WrestleMania main event level matchup right here. The story that Brock Lesnar can tell with these kind of opponents in the ring is absolutely amazing. Sometimes you just look at a match and you know it's going to be an absolute banger, unless Brock doesn't care. But you know, it seems like until we get the draft, WWE is not gonna be that interesting. I feel like we need that reset button. We need to fresh things up, because it's like I didn't hate anything about this episode, but I found it a bit boring sometimes, and that's the worst. The show kicked off with Rey Mysterio. He said the same thing again. He became a Hall of Famer. He competed at WrestleMania against his son. We see Dominic. You never cared about me, Dad. Now I'm with my real family. Your family is just a bunch of selfish idiots. Dominic says if it wasn't for Bad Bunny, you wouldn't have won. Rey challenges Dominic Mysterio to a match. He doesn't accept, but he knows someone who will. So we got Rey Mysterio versus Finn Balor. Obviously, this whole thing is building to Rey Mysterio and Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest and Dominic, which is pretty exciting. I mean, considering the location of the pay-per-view, it's all good, but again, it just feels like I'm watching the same stuff over and over again. So of course, Dominic Mysterio interferes and Finn Balor takes the W right here, which is pretty good, but hopefully Finn Balor is going to move up because nothing really changed after his match against Edge. Someone attacked Lita backstage. We don't know who, but thankfully Becky Lynch has a replacement. Trish Stratus is going to replace Lita in the Tag Team Championship match. So we got the match Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan versus Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus for the Women's Tag Team Championships, and every time Liv Morgan is going to win, you can tell just by looking at her face when she's making an entrance. It's so obvious she's taking that W every time. Well, anyway, the match was okay, you know, it was fine, but you can tell something was off. Sometimes you just saw a wrestler waiting for the opportunity to break the count, which made things a bit more obvious. Some spots were kinda botchy in a way, pretty slow. Something just didn't click in this match. The match was pretty long though, and Trish Stratus was the one who ate the pin. So we got the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Raquel Rodriguez with her 6th partner this year. And Becky was like, it's okay. It's fine. She hugs Stratus. It's all good. We lost the championships. We're gonna get them back. But Trish Stratus turns heel on Becky Lynch. I guess it was Trish who attacked Lita in the first place. And it's a rumor that we are going to get Becky Lynch versus Trish at SummerSlam, which seems kinda late, man. I mean, what are they going to do until then? I mean, we can kinda expect more twists and turns, I guess. Maybe at first it's going to be Lita versus Trish, and then we're going to see Trish versus Becky, which would be ideal in my opinion, but this is interesting. This is what I've been waiting for. Bayley just got herself into a triple threat #1 contenders match for the Raw Women's Championship. Damage Control don't appreciate it. They want to be in that match, so Bayley made sure Io Sky is in that match instead. Then we saw Bobby Lashley versus Bronson Reed. One of these matches where it's pretty obvious no one is winning, because right now it doesn't make any sense. You cannot hurt both of these guys' credibility, but it was a pretty fun match, you know, two big sweaty men. It almost seems like Vince McMahon booked this match. I wouldn't be shocked. Maybe he was booking the show on Zoom. I got a pretty easy solution for that, by the way. But this was a pretty fun match, and it ended in a countout. Both men got counted out, and the fight continues. This is pretty interesting, you know. It's gonna take some time for me to get used to Bronson Reed, but hopefully it's gonna click. Then we saw Cody, and everyone is interested in what Cody is going to say about Brock Lesnar. Cody only blames himself. He even acknowledged the chicken. He said it was embarrassing, but what was even more embarrassing was being beaten up by Brock Lesnar. Is he scared of Brock Lesnar? Yes, but he wants to fight Brock Lesnar. He heard about the reason why he got attacked. Brock Lesnar opening a pay-per-view. But that's not the only thing. Brock Lesnar is uncertain of him and the change he has brought. So he challenges Brock Lesnar to a match at WWE Backlash. trash. Like I've said, an absolute dream match. This gives me total AJ versus Brock, Daniel versus Brock vibes. I'm just wondering, is Cody actually going to win? What story are they going to do right here? In my honest opinion, he should. Beating guys like Brock, Lesnar, maybe even someone else who's pretty big on the roster, earning that opportunity, and then winning the championship at SummerSlam. Then we saw the Usos versus Alpha Academy. Like I've said, nothing was bad about this show. I enjoyed the matches. It was just kind of boring at points. You know, after WrestleMania, you expect something big to happen. These shows just lack that one big moment. We're basically watching the same thing. Like I've said, the draft can't come soon enough. But what this match showed me is that I wouldn't mind the Usos versus Alpha Academy storyline. In this match, Alpha Academy basically played as baby faces, and I guess it kinda works. They're pretty over with the fans. Alpha Academy versus the Usos for the Undisputed Tag Team Championships was kind of a missed opportunity. But of course, the Usos won the match. So then we saw the Raw Women's Championship #1 contenders triple threat match. Michin versus Piper Niven versus Io Sky. The winner was pretty obvious. The match was fun, and of course, Io Sky won. And you can tell by Bayley's face, she acts like she's happy, but she's jealous of Io Sky. So we're finally going to see the breakup of Damage Control. Unfortunately, didn't work as planned. You may blame them, you may blame the booking, I blame the shitty ass theme song. But I believe the breakup of the group is going to be a lot more interesting than the group itself. There's some potential right here, especially like Io Sky. I do see her as a future main eventer. Kevin Owens is all alone and he's ready to fight Solo Sikoa. We got Kevin Owens versus Solo. This was a pretty fun match, but like I've said, man, I've seen it. Oh my god, like, I know I'm complaining too much. It might just be me, but after WrestleMania, like, I'm done with these stories. I want something new. You told the story. WrestleMania, for the majority of the matches, should be the conclusion. Doesn't necessarily mean that the story needs to end, but a little twist or something would have been appreciated, or a different matchup, whatever the case may be. You know, I'm not saying the match was bad. Of course, the Usos get involved. Solo took over the Samoan Spike. He wins the match, and then the Bloodline attacked Kevin Owens. Sami Zayn and Riddle have arrived. So we got a big brawl between two teams, and it's pretty obvious what we're getting in the future at the pay-per-view. 3-on-3, a 6-man tag team match. I wouldn't necessarily say that I don't like Riddle, right? I know why he's in this match. He got taken out by the Bloodline. It all makes sense. Long-term booking, whatever. Man, I just don't care enough. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. Am I wrong right here? That's just my opinion. You don't have to agree, by the way. So that was Monday Night Raw. Obviously, majority of the show was way better than last week's. Things made a lot more sense. We got some progression. In that sense, it was great. But like I said, the draft can't come soon enough, man. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. The Great One. Peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.